That brief hesitation was all it took to spawn a great evil. It crawled through the fields, ran through the hills, and spread disaster in the skies above. Book of Ezra, verse 2, Disaster Unleashed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky, the third. Now, last left off, which was not that long ago in terms of upload time, we saw the finale of Trails in the Sky, second chapter, and it was a bit of a rushed finale, even though it was like an hour and a half video, because a lot happened after we went down to confront Weissman and stop the whole gospel plan, the whole obtaining the Ariel, all of that. A lot got packed in there, and it kind of got glossed over, and I knew I glossed over it a little bit, but that's because I knew Trails in the Sky the Third was right around the corner. So, among those high-level concepts were Luve sacrificing himself, using his sword, the demon sword, the Kernvitter, which was forged, as Luve put it, through divergent laws, capital D, capital L, to break the barrier that the Oriole had placed around Weissman, which allowed Estelle, Joshua, and company, or in our case Olivier and Chloe, to fight Weissman head-on, defeat him. Well, after the fight, Weissman and the Ariel seemingly vanished, and Liberl was falling apart. We had to escape. In the confusion, our good friend Kevin Graham from the Septian Church made his appearance known in front of Weissman and revealed his true identity. Not that he's just a wandering priest, not that he's just a member of the Grossritter, but that he holds a position titled Dominion. He's the 5th Dominion of the Grossritter. And he killed Weissman. What was that all about? How did he do that? What was that? Well, we'll get to that. Well, after that, everyone successfully escaped Liberl, including Estelle and Joshua on the back of Ragnard, alongside Cassius for some reason. And we all kind of waved goodbye, but we did get a little bit of a stinger scene, months later, I might add, of Estelle and Joshua deciding to go on their big journey, leaving Roland, leaving Liberl, and making a little stop in Hamel, Erebonia to pay respects to the people of Hamel as well as Luve, where Joshua laid the Kernvitter to rest on the monument on the hill. Well, now we pick up with Trails in the Sky the Third. So the third is the most unique game in this franchise, unquestionably, because no other game is like this. They've only done it once. Maybe they'll make another one like the third someday, but so far they haven't. And what's different about the third is a lot of things. It's format. We're not going from town to town in this game. We're not doing bracer quests. And in fact, our protagonist of this game is not even Estelle, nor is it even Joshua. Our hero in this game is our buddy Kevin Graham. So the third is completely different. It's a different animal altogether compared to the other Trails games. And I've heard some things said about this game that I don't agree with, that are so bold-faced untrue that it baffles me. Some people say that you can skip this game, that Trails in the Sky the Third isn't important, that it's a dungeon crawler, or that it's a fan game almost, that it almost is barely canon, or anything absurdly ridiculous that you can think of. It's been said about this game, and it's so dead wrong. Sky the Third is a diehard fans Trails game. Anytime I hear from Trails fans, and if they say that Sky the Third is their favorite, I know you're a huge Kiseki nerd. If this is your favorite one, you're a huge Kiseki nerd. As I like to put it, many a wiki page have been filled out thanks to this game. There is so much in here that it's crazy. There's almost too much, which is surprising because Trails in the Sky the Third factually has the smallest script size in the franchise. I believe this is the only game that doesn't have over 1 million unique Japanese characters in its script files. I believe the next closest would be First Chapter, which is just over 1 million. Maybe Cold Steel 2's around there as well. But Sky the Third clocks in well under that. So you would think this is probably going to be the shortest game we play, and it has the least in it. But actually, it's just that all the fat's been trimmed off. A lot of the things that bloat up the script sizes of the other games aren't in this game. What you end up with is that Trails in the Sky the Third is incredibly dense. Literally, not in the negative sense, but in the literal, physical sense of the word. It is a small, compact thing full of mass. There is so much in here that people keep having to return to this game as future games come out, because as it turns out, something that gets, unveiled or mentioned in a future Trails game ties back to this one. It keeps happening. So many theories crafted thanks to this game. It's unbelievable, and it's a big reason why crazy people like myself tend to really like Trails in the Sky the Third, and why this game, oddly enough, more than any other in the franchise, I would say, tends to age like fine wine. It seems to get better as the years go on, because it gets more and more interesting in retrospect. So Sky the Third, I'm really looking forward to this. I don't know if I would say that it's the game I'm most looking forward to replaying for the channel or anything, because the Crossbell arc is sort of in a unique position with the quality of its fan translations continually improving over time. That's its own different animal. But in terms of just sheer content that's in the game, Sky the Third is the one I've been really excited to come back to, because this is going to be a really different experience for me going through it just the second time. I've only played it start to finish once. I've returned here and there to look at some things and some certain scenes in the game that tie into future things in other Trails games. But in terms of playthrough, start to finish, this is only my second time. And I want to make sure it's the best one it could possibly be for myself as well as for all of you. So Sky the Third, get ready. It's a journey. I don't know if it's going to be a very long one, but it's going to be very informative and interesting. If so far you've been latched on to how interesting the Trails universe is, well, it's about to get a whole lot more deeper, because this game acts as a transition point from the first arc of the series to the next 2, maybe 3. We think it's going to lead into the 4th arc as well. We think there are some things that will tie into that, but we don't know because that doesn't exist yet as of today. But it certainly ties up some loose ends from the Liberl arc. It certainly sets things up for the next arc and the arc after that. It's all here. This is the springboard, and there's no other Trails game like it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy The Legend of Heroes, Trails in the Sky the Third.